Hey guys, Nina here, welcoming you to another reading from the Ladies of Horror Picture Prompt Monthly Challenge, hosted by Elaine Pascal on her channel, The Godmother of Horror. If you'd like to read along or read previously published pieces, please visit spreadingthewritersword.com or ladiesofhorror.com. In the meanwhile, enjoy the reading.
The Phoenix Tree by Alyson Faye. Our village was many generations old. We followed the ancient ways, plowing the land, sowing and consuming the crops, baking bread, brewing ale, stitching our clothes, worshipping in the stone-built church around which we buried our dead in the rich, loomy earth. We did have a problem with our dead, for they had a habit of resurrecting despite the iron nails hammered into the coffin lids. No one in our village talked about the returning dead, nor admitted how afraid they were of seeing their loved ones' faces at the front door, bone-white, blue-lipped, dark-eyed. Every Sunday, Eli, our village leader, preached from the pulpit, banging the Bible with his fist, and we'd all listen or pretend to. Rachel was one who pretended. She would sit, head bowed, eyes closed, outwardly compliant. But I knew different. I watched her as she worked in the mill, as she walked around the village, chatting, laughing, singing and swinging her hips arm in arm with her best friend Mercy Robbins. Rachel and Mercy, they both are dirty, I would chant under my breath, my chest heaving with fury. I knew that come dusk they'd be creeping from their family cottages silent as cats, tiptoeing to the phoenix tree. There they dance and pray, trying to conjure familiars, obscene, powerful beings who dwelt beneath its tunneling roots. Local lore said that the phoenix tree's root system stretched all the way around the village. At the culmination of every annual harvest, it burst into flames. Yet the branches and leaves did not die. Oh no, like the legendary phoenix, it was reborn. The tree's life force kept our fields fertile, but it also empowered our dead to walk again. What Rachel and Mercy were doing was both strictly forbidden and dangerous. I wrote a note to Eli, disguising my script, and under cover of darkness pushed it beneath his cottage door. Mercy Robbins and Rachel Brewer are visiting the Phoenix Tree nightly. There they remove their clothing, untie their hair, and dance in a wanton fashion, chanting spells, asking the tree for gifts and familiars to be bestowed upon them. I did not imagine that such terrible things would follow. How could I? Eli and the elders were good men, gentlemen, or so I believed then. There was a meeting in the church where from outside the window I overheard raised voices shouting, "Witches! Whores! Impure!" Eli nodded along, a smile on his lips. I longed to go inside, but as a junior of only 15 summers, I had not earned my place. My stomach tightened with fear. Acid soured my mouth. I realized my note had started something terrible. That night, a group of village men met by the lynch gate, carrying iron bars, hoes, or spades, and Eli blessed them before their righteous mission. I followed them as I hiked across the first field of wheat into the copse of trees where the youngsters play hide and seek in summer, and onwards to the phoenix tree. I kept turning round, certain I heard rustling and thumping behind me, yet I saw nothing. Our mayor and village blacksmith were amongst the half-dozen men who closed in on Mercy and Rachel. The girls were oblivious, dancing, waving their arms, singing, dressed only in moonlight. I hid in the long grass, fear sickening my belly, heart beating fast. The men rushed at the girls, grabbing them, beating and kicking. I covered my eyes, but still heard the girls' screams. I smelled burning wood and, strangely, the stink of rotting meat. I was too afraid to look. I felt bodies brushing past me, heard heavy footsteps stumbling, and I knew the dead were walking. That was who had been following me. I forced myself to look. The phoenix tree was ablaze, every branch burning a vibrant, terrifying orange. Yet it was not harvest time. Worse than this, I witnessed 6 of the dead, including my uncle who'd passed recently, raise a bruised, blackened fist and hit Eli full in the face, again and again. I saw Mercy and Rachel huddled on the ground, whilst around them the dead fought with fury in one-to-one combat, rotting limbs battling with living bodies who one by one fell bleeding, horribly disfigured, to the ground. It was over in minutes. The flames roared and the 6 dead men walked into the inferno that was the phoenix tree. I knew that there they would be reborn and back in our village at cock crow. This is the gift and the curse of our village.